Hey guys, welcome to another video. This time I decided to go with boss versus boss, and I decided to pick two really amazing bosses, one from Hollow Knight and another one from Silksong. One is the Sisters of Battle, which is a very famous boss that you fight in the DLC from Hollow Knight, and the other is the Cogwork Dancer, a boss that you meet in the Act 2 from Silksong. Now, to decide which one is the better boss, I decided to go with 5 rounds, where I'm gonna analyze the arena, the difficulty, the boss visual design, the music, and the lore. And by the end, the boss with the most points will of course be the winner. This is just my personal opinion, so please let me know in the comments which one do you think is the better boss. Starting with the arena and talking about the dancers first, this is a very basic arena. It's basically just a square, there's no hazards anywhere, there's nothing that can hit you or spikes or anything. It's just a simple square where you can like jump on the walls to avoid some attacks, so it's a very simple arena. As for the background, I think it looks alright, you know, it's similar to many other rooms that we've been already around here, so even though I like it, I don't think it really stands out. It's not exactly very memorable, but yeah, it's an okay arena, nothing special, nothing memorable. On the other hand, the Sisters of Battle, I think it has an absolutely amazing arena. Like, this is one of the easiest rounds to pick, because I mean, as soon as you get there, there's like these 3 thrones and they're sitting there and they look badass on the top of those thrones. And you have on the background like which seems like, I don't know, like a golden city, and you have like all these bugs watching. It feels like you're inside like a coliseum and something really important is about to go down. So I think this is a very clear win on the Sisters of Battle. The first point goes to Sisters. Now it's time for the second round, and I went with the difficulty. And I don't know, I feel a bit bad for judging bosses based on difficulty, but because these two games are kind of famous for being really hard, I think it fits. So yeah, when it comes to difficulty, I think this is one of the hardest rounds to choose, because, you know, if you think about death counts, I died around 10 to 15 times to both bosses, so I cannot choose based on death counts. So I'm just gonna have to talk about what happens in each fight to try to figure out a winner. And when it comes to Sisters, I think they're probably a little bit harder. You know, they are very fast, and you have to fight 3 at the same time. It gets very chaotic. But on the other hand, they only do like 1 damage every time they hit you. While the dancers not only have 4 phases, but they, you know, they mix the speed on the first phase, then second phase it becomes a lot faster, and then third they mix the turn of who gets to attack, and fourth is basically just to finish the fight, but they can still hit you. But the most important thing is that they do double damage, so this to me is a very big thing. But I still not gonna pick a winner here. I'm gonna give a tie to this. I think they both are kind of difficult, nothing out of this world. But like I said, Sisters are probably harder, but because they only do 1 point of damage and the dancers do 2, I think being such a very close fight when it comes to difficulty, the fact that they do 2 damage gives like a little bit of an edge to make them, you know, being on the same level. So I'm gonna give a point to each of the bosses, so 2-1 for the Sisters. Now it's time to talk about the third round, and I decided to go with boss visual design. And starting with the dancers, the first thing I think about is what bug were they going for, and I do not know. Maybe I'm just not very good with bugs. I don't know, it seems like it's a beetle, I'm not really sure. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think they look pretty decent. I like the glowing eyes, that's a cool thing. But yeah, in the end, in a game where there are so many incredible boss visual designs and normal enemies, I really think that they don't stand out at all. They're okay, but nothing more than that. As for the Sisters of Battle, I think it's very clear what bug they were going for. It's a praying mantis through and through. They look badass. I really like the color palette. I love the big horns. They look menacing. They look cool. I mean, I think this is another very clear win for the Sisters of Battle. I don't think anyone is going to disagree with me on this one. So yeah, 3-1 for the Sisters. Now it's time for our fourth round, which is the music, and this is always a very hard thing to talk about because music is subjective. What I like you might hate, and what you like I might hate, but I'm still gonna go for my opinion. And talking about the Sisters first, I think it's a very fast-paced song. It's very epic, there's like this choir, and honestly I think this is a song that is very underrated. Every time I hear people talking about, you know, Hollow Knight songs, I hear everyone talking about Nightmare King Grim or the City of Tears, but I never hear the Sisters of Battle mentioned, and I think it's a really good song. So yeah, I think the Sisters of Battle, epic song, awesome choir, very underrated. As for the dancers, it's a very well made song. Jesus Christ, I mean, both songs are incredible, let's just say it right away. But yeah, the song for the dancers is very well made. That matches extremely well what is happening on the screen. You know, the music starts really slow because the fight starts slow, and then the music speed ups, same as what happens in the fight. But it's only when the music hits third phase that it's at its best. I think that's when we listen to the real actual song, and it's absolutely amazing. So again, it all comes down to personal preferences. Both songs are absolutely stellar, but I have to go with the type of music that I like, and I am definitely a person that is into epic music with big choirs. So I'm also gonna have to give the win for Sisters, which makes this a 4-1 lead for the Sisters. So now it's time for our final round, which is the lore, and I'm gonna say it right away. I know people probably are not gonna like this, but I'm not much of a person that is into lore. But because I know a lot of people love the lore of, you know, of these games, I decided to, you know, dig in and study the lore. And I wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't, because I just got a massive spoiler. So if you're still playing Silksong, I definitely do not recommend that you go see the Cogwork dancers lore, because there's a massive spoiler in them. And on the other hand, I feel good that I saw the lore, because it made me appreciate especially the Cogwork dancers a lot more, because man, the fight itself, it's already crazy sad, but once you know what happens, once you know the story of them, it's even much more tragic, and there's like this connection with something else on the game that, again, massive spoiler, don't go see it, which blew my mind. So again, this is probably the easiest win of this entire match. The lore for the Sisters of Battle is pretty simple. They're just like protecting their kingdom or something like that. So yeah, if you already finish Silksong, go check the lore. Even if you're not a lore person, go check the lore for the Cogwork dancers. It's absolutely incredible. And this leaves us with a result of 4-2 for the Sisters of Battle. So Sisters win this, but again, the Sisters of Battle is a DLC boss. They picked a boss from the main game and turned it into a better version. So who knows in the future if they're gonna pick Cogwork dancers and make a better version on the DLC. So it's, even though this is a little bit unfair comparing both, maybe if they do a DLC version, I will make another video comparing them, and we shall see if the Sisters Battle are still gonna win this. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you like this format, if you want to see another boss versus boss in the future, and if you do, which boss, would you like to see go against each other. And yeah, I think Sisters Battle will win this. It was a very close round, and again, I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I see you guys in the next one, which will probably be a ranking of the worst to best bosses from Act 1 in Silksong. So see you later, stay well, bye bye.